What up, guys? Moody765 here, and I'm going to show you how to make the multiple warp checkpoints. My last video I didn't explain too much. I just pretty much created a monkey see, monkey do video. This one I will explain how this is done, because the more of these things you put down, the more confusing it gets. I actually created one. It took me 12 hours to make, but it's got like 10 different warp points in it. Pretty cool. You always got to set yourself up to where you can get back to your finish line. You know what I'm saying? Or make your secondary checkpoint or secondary transform checkpoint a buzzard helicopter, so you can at least fly to your next checkpoint. You're gonna have to create a primary and a secondary track for this to work, or you're not gonna be able to test it and complete it. So I pre-made this to spare you guys from having to watch me test this thing, so we can get it online. Now, whenever you hit a boat checkpoint, I don't know why, but if it's over land online and it's orange like that, it'll teleport you to your last primary checkpoint. I don't care if you pass it or not. It can be either, you can have a primary and a secondary, but it's going to spit you out at that last primary checkpoint. I don't know why it does it, but it does do it. Also, when your vehicle has to be a supercar. It won't work with any other vehicle. Sports cars won't teleport. It's got to be a supercar. Second, if you're airborne, you won't teleport. So airplanes don't work. I devised a method, but it ain't as clean as this. Still, pretty cool. You can teleport out of the warp point in any vehicle, even the bambushka, you know what I mean? But going into the teleport warp point, sports car on the ground, or at least all four wheels have to be on surface. You can go and do a wall ride doing it, you know what I mean? But all four wheels have to be on the ground for it to work. Alright, let's just get rid of these checkpoints. Put that one. Alright, primary one. Alright. Whatever checkpoint you pass prior to the boat checkpoint is where you'll spit out at. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be my primary one. That's where it's going to spit you out at after you hit the boat checkpoint. But you still need another checkpoint to be able to test this thing. So what you do is you put a secondary to one down here. Regular. Secondary to one. Their next checkpoint. Transform. Dinghy. Dinghy or the speeder is the only ones it works with. It don't work with the Sea Shark. It don't work with the Aqua Blazer, APC, anything like that. It has to be a straight up boat, or it won't work. Alright. You need a secondary of this one. The lobby vehicle, so you can get back to your checkpoint, so you can complete this thing. Okay. Then you want to make another primary right behind that. Transform. Lobby vehicle. And then you want to make a secondary off of that one right there. Because like I said, as soon as you hit that boat checkpoint, it's going to teleport you to this primary one. Whether you pass it or not, it always goes to the last primary checkpoint, wherever it's placed, whether you passed it or not. Secondary, you want to transform right there. And there'll be a gap. It'll go from 1 to 3. How this will look. See how it looks? It says 1 to 3. Because you hit number 2 right there. The boat checkpoint is number 2. Then what pops you out, you'll be right there at that transform checkpoint to turn right back into your lobby vehicle. Now, like I said, when you're testing this thing, you turn into a boat like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? But online, you turn it sends you out to your last primary checkpoint. Pretty funny. Actually figured it out on accident. I was trying to create a boat wall ride and had some water checkpoints placed on land. And it teleported me out the last primary checkpoint I passed. few finagles aside, I figured out how to use it. Now your checkpoints as well, how you need to set them needs to be correct. If you're going into it heading north, you need to be coming out of it heading north. You know what I'm saying? If you're going this way and your exit is going that way, it'll spit your vehicle out all sideways and dumb, you know what I mean? So just remember that the momentum has to be going the same way. Alright, so we want another dinghy right here. Make a secondary off that, transform, lobby vehicle, get as close to you can, because you're going to have to slide into that vehicle to be able to test the thing, because obviously there's no boat or no wheels on the boat. You can't get it to the next checkpoint, you know what I mean, which is why the secondary track. Okay, now you want another transform, primary, lobby vehicle, right there, and then a secondary transform. See how the numbers change on you? Got to watch that. It messes you up. Just be a secondary transform. Now you want to put your transform checkpoint in front of that, because you're going to spit out of it with the momentum. So you're going to spit out as a boat right into this checkpoint, which is going to turn you back into the car. Alright, now when it's all said and done, you should be looking like this. See how there's a gap in between? There's no 5 in between the 4 and 6, but your number 5 is over here, and when it teleports you, it's going to put you right where you need to be, and you'll pass number 4 right there in the main race. So like I said, if it don't look like this, then it's probably not going to work, because it's the only way you're going to be able to test it, because there's no way to get that boat back to the next checkpoint, you know what I mean, unless you got mods. This is the only way. You have to create a primary and a secondary track to be able to test this thing. Now here's where the fun starts. When you load this thing online, like I said, I pre-made this track, so it's already saved. Let me show you the name of it. At FFF. Alrighty. Let's get out of here. Bear with me, folks. Load up here. Oh, I'm ready for that Doomsday DLC. Bring it on. I hope that helicopter is a stealth helicopter. It makes no sense to me that everybody is on the radar. The only reason you should be on the radar if you're an MC, a CEO, or have a bounty. Other than that, if you're a white dot, you should just automatically be off the radar. Like pub, you know what I mean? Make for a more interesting game, more realistic anyhow. I don't know. I don't go outside and see a bunch of white dots running around. Not to mention eliminate them high-level trolls that be just killing these lower-level guys that are just trying to get a leg up in the game, you know what I mean? Off the radar for all. But yeah, this glitch is pretty cool. I really like to get some feedback on some console users out here to see if this thing is doing the same thing on console that it's doing on PC. Chances are it is, though. A lot of these car dupe glitches, a lot of glitches at work. I mean, it's the same game. So I'm pretty sure this method will work on console. Kind of reaching out there, seeing if any of you console users can try this out and see if it's doing the same thing. Because it's sure working for me, and I'm having boatloads of fun with it. I mean, it's limited, but it's still it's a warp checkpoint. You know what I mean? They didn't give it to us in the game. Discovered on accident by your boy Moody765. Alrighty, now go in here, get our job up. What was that? At FFF. I like putting the @ symbols if I'm just like testing a race, because it'll like put it at the top of the list. I ain't got to scroll through a bunch of races to get back to my tested job. Alrighty. Now, if my calculations are correct, we will be teleporting 2 times on this track. I don't know what it is, but if it's that boat checkpoint on land, teleports you to that previous primary checkpoint, whether you pass it or not. Like you'll see here, I'm hitting the secondary checkpoint, you know what I mean, that's acting as a primary checkpoint, but still will pop out at the primary checkpoint and don't even got to pass it, you know what I mean? But it will spit out at that primary, which will enable you to be able to put warp checkpoints all over the map. And here it goes. Pow. Don't understand? You tell me. I just know it works. I'm all over the place with this glitch. Now, like I said, the more these warp checkpoints you put on there, the more confusing it gets. Cause I don't know what it is, but sometimes checkpoints will disappear. You'll be in the middle of testing it. I recommend that every time you complete a section with a warp checkpoint in it, you save it. Because I'm telling you, you're going to save yourself a headache. These things are absolutely confusing to make with more checkpoints. As you can see right here. Bam. Every time. Like I said, it'll spit you out at that primary checkpoint. Whatever prior to the boat you hit, whatever checkpoint it is, that primary checkpoint is where it's going to teleport you to, like so. No mods, no nothing, real time. You just seen me make the thing. 100% working. Like I said, I'm having tons of fun with this thing. Check me out on PC, CheddarBob765. I got a shit ton of these. And you can make them yourself. Hope this was informative. And I'd really love to hear you guys' feedback on it. Not really getting a lot of feedback on it, which has kind of got me baffled. You know, everybody was concerned and mad that we didn't get a warp checkpoint, and yet here is a way to do it. And everybody's like, whatever. Have you seen the new Doomsday trailer? Yeah, we've all seen it, buddy. It's Smooth765, and hopefully this works for you. See you on the next one.